Hello, boys and girls. Today, as part of our celebration of Halloween, we're going to be going over a poem by the great Edgar Allan Poe. This is called The Raven. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as if someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, "tapping at my chamber door. Only this and nothing more." Distinctly I remember it was in the bleak December, and each separating dying ember brought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I sought to borrow from my book of surcease of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden, whose womb the angels named Lenore, nameless here for nevermore. And the silken sad uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me with fantastic cares never felt before. So that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. Some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This it is, and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," I said, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, that so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more." Deep into that dark peering long, I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word that spoken was the whispered word, "Lenore." This I whispered, and echo murmured back the word, "Lenore." Merely this, and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning, soon again I heard a tapping, something louder than before. "Surely," I said, "surely this is something at my window lattice. Let me see then what threat is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind, and nothing more." Open here I flung and shuddered, then with many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obedience made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mien of lord or lady perched upon my chamber door, perched upon a bust of Bellis just above my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. Then the ebony bird beguiled my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore. "Though thy crest is shorn and shaven, though," I said, "art thou sure no craven, ghastly grim and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore? Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." Much I marveled this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly, though its answers little meaning, little reverence bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door, bird or beast upon the sculpted bust upon his chamber door, with such a name as Nevermore. But the raven sitting lonely on that placid bust spoke only that one word, as if its soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing farther than he uttered, not a feather than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, "Other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before." Then the bird said, "Nevermore." Startled as the stillness broke my reply so aptly spoken, "Doubtlessly," I said, "what it uttered is only stock and store, caught some unhappy master, whom unmercifully disaster followed past and followed faster, till its song one burden bore. 'Tis the digress of hope and melancholy burden bore, of never, nevermore." But the raven still beguiling all my sad soul into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of bird and bust and door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy into fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking nevermore. This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining on the cushion's velvet lining, that the lamplight gloated o'er. But whose velvet violet lining with the lamplight glowed o'er, she shall press, ah, nevermore. Then methought the egg grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer, swung up by seraphim, whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. Words I cried, thy God hath meant thee, by the angels he hath sent thee. Respite, respite from the Nepenthe, from thy memories of Lenore. Quoth, oh quoth this kind Nepenthe, and forget this lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, I said, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, whether tempest sent, or whether tempest tossed thee here ashore. Desolate, yet all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly, I implore. Is there balm or killer? Tell me, I implore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, I said, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, by the heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore, tell their soul with sorrow laden, if within the distant Adam it shall clasp a saintly maiden, whose angel's name Lenore? Clasp a rare and radiant maiden, whose the angel's name Lenore? Quoth the raven, nevermore. Be that word or sign of parting, bird or friend, I shrieked upstarting. Get thee back into the tempest of the night's plutonium shore. Leave no black plume as a token of that lie thy soul has spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quiet the bust above my door. Take thy beak from out my heart, and take thy from off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting on the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all the seeming of a demon that is dreaming, and the lamplight over him streaming throws his shadow on the floor. And my soul from out that shadow lies floating on the floor, shall be lifted evermore.
It's sort of sad, kids. Have a happy Halloween.